So I want to start off by saying that the current strike with the writers and the actors and Hollywood and the studios and all that, it's awful, right? It's awful. They cannot pay their creatives enough money to live. It sucks. And from that standpoint, I can't wait till they get something worked out so that the people in the industry can actually make proper money moving forward so they can support themselves. So shout out to all of the people that are striking. I hope you get something taken care of. However, one thing that I really enjoy about this moment, if there can be anything enjoyed about it, is watching GriftTube, ScamTube, HateTube, ChudTube kind of implode. I've talked about this over on the Phantom Initiative streams. We've covered it there. That the numbers are not looking good. They're not looking good for those guys. They're not looking good for any channel really right now. A lot of channels are struggling. Everything is down numbers wise because Hollywood doesn't have anything coming out really. So a lot of places are struggling to come up with content. And we're seeing, how many Snow White videos have we seen in the last 2 months? I've seen enough stuff about Rachel Zegler that I never want to hear about it again at this point. But we've had that, and that's starting to lose traction. People are starting to lose interest in that. So they've kind of pushed that out of the cycle. They've been struggling a little bit to find stuff to latch onto. They tried a little bit with Aquaman 2 and Amber Heard, but the reality is that I think people are kind of over that as well. So we're not seeing them push too hard on the Amber Heard stuff. Because to be frank, she's not really in the trailer. She's in like 1 or 2 scenes, and she doesn't have any speaking lines. And look, I cover that kind of stuff on another channel, and I can tell you right now, the buzz around Aquaman 2 is almost non-existent at this point. And it may change as we get closer to the movie, but they're struggling with that. So one of the things that's been fun to watch is how they've sort of dealt with One Piece. Now, One Piece, a lot of the channels, we're going to look at some videos here in a second, not watch them, but the thumbnails so you guys can see how they're framing this. One Piece is a show that a lot of these channels are setting up as like this anti-Disney, concept of like making something as true to the manga and the anime as possible. And that's why it's destroying Disney, because, they always say that manga and anime are destroying, Hollywood media and stuff like that. They love to do this. So it's kind of interesting to me that there's been this back and forth within that community where they're struggling to find a narrative about One Piece. They're trying to figure out how they're going to frame it. Are they going to talk about it positively? Are they going to talk about it negatively? And we're going to see here in a second that some channels don't even know how to cover it because they're grifting. They have no real feelings about the show at all. They're simply trying to figure out what their audience thinks so that they can sort of frame their videos and make money off of their audience by saying whatever their viewers want them to say. Now, this article came out today from Shitting Into Diapers, the website that I will tell you right now is not an entertainment website. It is a website that absolutely 100% propagates media. It has absolutely no value at all. Do not look at this site for any sort of value. It is garbage. The people behind it are garbage. Yes, I said it. I don't care. I talk shit. That is what I have to say about them. It says Netflix, it's not on Fleek. Netflix's One Piece encourages transgender ideology, that's a dog whistle, by having, and I'm not going to dead name Morgan here, Morgan Davies play Kobe. And the fact that they dead name is nothing new to them because, again, they are garbage. So here we're saying that they're promoting transgender ideology, which is a dog whistle for anti-trans rhetoric. So let's just be very frank there. Let me explain to you why this doesn't make any sense. First of all, Morgan Davies is a trans person. However, the character of Kobe is never explicitly stated to be trans or not in the show. It is never addressed. It's never talked about. And unless you actually went online and looked it up to find out that a trans person was playing this role, you probably wouldn't even know. So there is no transgender messaging at all in the show because it's never even covered in the series. It's never even discussed in the series. So this is simply them trying to say, we don't want a transgender person to work in Hollywood. Because here's the thing, if Morgan was playing Kobe as a trans character, then they would be saying the same thing. So the fact that Morgan is playing Kobe as an undefined gender, or whether they're trans, whether they're cis, whether they're gay, straight, whatever, it doesn't matter because they're not even talking about that. They're still making hit pieces like this. This is why this kind of content is garbage. However, it is affecting the ChudTube. And let's take a look here. So this is just, we're going to look at these top 4 video results here. This says Luffy is 100% LBGT. By the way, Yellow Flash, if you're going to make slanderous videos, put LGBT. The LBGT, nobody really uses that. Look, I'm telling you, no one uses it. Okay, so keep in mind, this was from 13 days ago. Okay, it says Netflix must make Luffy gay. One Piece needs to embrace LBGT values for true success. So this was before I think Yellow Flash knew which direction people were going to go with One Piece. So already starting to astroturf a little bit, right? And then if you look down here, this third video, this is also Yellow Flash from 12 days ago, right? They didn't like this. Woke critics that review bombed One Piece forced to eat crow, salty over success of Netflix show. It was literally one day after the video up here where he was kind of slamming the show. Two completely different takes on One Piece within a day of each other, because he started to see that the tide was turning and that people were enjoying One Piece and that his fans were probably enjoying One Piece. So he had to change it up to make sure that he maintained the grift. So within one day, complete change of heart about One Piece. And there's no way that happens with anybody. Like, you don't change a full opinion on something in one day. And then we have some of my favorite thumbnails here. These ones with just, I might even do a thumbnail like this today just for the hell of it. Trash, toxic. It says here, One Piece attacked by the woke media. But wait, I thought One Piece was encouraging transgender ideology. But over here, it's being attacked by the woke media. And this is Jesse Grant. One Piece attacked by media for not being political. So 4 videos where they're not even sure how this is going to work for them. This is amazing, right? This was like over like a week and a half ago. And then we have here, this is the One Piece Disney thing here. So Jesse Grant, One Piece cast destroyed Disney in modern Hollywood. That's really interesting. So here we're still pushing this idea, trash, but you're saying One Piece cast destroys Disney. Like, why do you have trash in the thumbnail? Why? Why at this point? And then Yellow Flash here from 7 days ago, Disney in deep shit. One Piece creator explains why Disney live action remakes are trash. Netflix remake has soul. Interesting. But look, Yellow Flash, just the other week you were saying that they must make Luffy gay. Interesting. And now we have the sort of like a dive into the whole trans thing here with the character. By the way, I want to point out, this is from 6 months ago here from Hassan talking about One Piece being pro-trans. It is. One Piece, I mean, they're going to lose their minds when they find out that there are actual characters in One Piece that break gender norms. I don't know what to tell them. Like, if you're a true fan of One Piece, you would already know this. You would already know this about the show or about the manga and the anime. So championing now and then acting later on like, oh no, they're bringing in people that aren't, you know, gender binary or opposite gender or whatever, means that you never really gave a shit in the first place. But here we have JDA. We're not even going to get into that. One Piece trans. Netflix One Piece pushes trans agenda harder than almost any other show. Now, this was 6 days ago. Keep in mind that that was before this article came out. This article came out today. Yeah. So John, who is tight with the people at Shitting Into Diapers, probably had something to do with that article coming out. But as you see, if you put in trans and One Piece, there's stuff from years and years ago. Oh, by the way, here we go. Geeks and Gamers. One Piece Netflix review from an anime normie. One Piece is woke from 7 days ago. And then down here from Geeks and Gamers 7 days ago, One Piece is dominating. Look here, Jesse Grant. One Piece slammed by critics for not enough diversity. Pick a lane. Pick a lane. Like, seriously, pick a lane. This is what I love about what's happening right now, is that the implosion of the grift tube, the lack of interest in what these channels are doing is showing. And they're having, like, they don't even have a unified vision within their own community anymore when it comes to what Netflix is about. Because the channels that would normally attack a show for having a trans character in it probably didn't even know the character was trans because it's never talked about. So it's going to be interesting. We'll revisit this next week to see if all of those channels sort of shift this championing of like One Piece destroying Disney and destroying woke critics and all that. We're going to see if they shift that come, you know, a week or so after this starts to cycle, because I don't think a lot of them even knew that Morgan was trans. which breaks the narrative that you can always tell, because apparently they couldn't. And there is no trans story in One Piece. So it's quite funny to me that they're losing their minds right now because Hollywood is not putting out anything for them to shit on. So fuck them.